Hello again. So for this D-Day anniversary, I thought we'd look at a few videos of the D-Day related items in the collection. I started off collecting items to do with D-Day, and it encompassed British, German. Then eventually I branched out into all sorts of different types of militaria. There's some items that I can't show, obviously, because of YouTube's new hate speech slander that they've got going on at the moment. So there's some German items that I can't show because I'm a low level YouTuber whose channel is not a paid channel, and I don't have any advertisers, even though YouTube may put adverts on this channel in this video. It seems that if you're one of the higher YouTubers with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, you can show German items with German symbols all day long, and the platform will take no action against you. But if you're one of the lower ones like me, they will, as they have done. As you know, they deleted my 3000 Militaria video channel last year. Not that I'm bitter or anything. Thank you, YouTube. Anywho, we'll crack on with a few videos. I might get some up on the day itself. I might get some up on the weekend following because I'm pretty busy. Anyway, this is totally genuine. This is British camouflage device number 15, Gingerbread Man, dummy paratrooper, also known as a Rupert. Now, although these things are associated mainly with D-Day, they actually existed before D-Day. This is, as far as D-Day is concerned, a 1944 D-Day British deceptive device, 1/3 scale human size with integral parachute, which is also a 1/3 scale human size. It's intended on the day as a diversion device to confuse German defenders in Normandy. Produced by the Littlewoods factory in Carrickfergus, it's made of sacking cloth, which will be filled with sand at the head, arms, legs, and fitted with an integral parachute which opens automatically as it drops out of the airplane. Now, unlike what you see in the movie The Longest Day, they're not completely detailed rubber dummies. They don't need to be, because when you drop this from like 300 feet up in the air, it's going to look like a real man. You don't need to have every single piece intricately detailed like a model kit, if you see what I mean. These were first used pre-D-Day in 1942 at Siwa Oasis in the North African campaign. They were last used in 1945 during Operation Amherst, which was the French parachute drop into Holland. For D-Day, a total of 537 dummy paratroopers were dropped over Normandy in the three-phase Operation Titanic of June 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 1944, a series of operations intended to draw the Germans away from real parachute drops. On those nights, 22 Sterling III bombers of numbers 90 and 149 squadrons and 8 Halifax B Mark II bombers of number 138 squadron and 4 Halifax B Mark IV bombers of number 161 squadron dropped 50 dummies north of the Seine with the intention of keeping enemy forces north of the Seine and drawing enemy reserves south of the Seine to the north. 50 dummies were dropped in the area of Bois de Villers to delay local enemy reserves east of the River Dives from moving westward. On those occasions, elements of the British and French SES were also dropped with orders to create as much noise as possible to further confuse the Germans. 50 dummies were also dropped at Matlot and at a wood north of Baron at the same time as British 6th Airborne Division to draw a proportion of local counterattack troops to the southwest of Caen. 200 dummies were dropped in the Marigny area at the same time as US 101 Airborne Division to draw enemy forces in the area of Saint-Lô to the west. Number 90 Squadron lost aircraft M and C with 14 crew killed, 3 prisoner of war casualties, and 1 man unaccounted for whose fate is unknown to this day. 1 man later managed to escape by jumping from a train on July 23rd. Officially known as camouflage device number 15, they were unofficially called a gingerbread man from its shape, or a Rupert, which is a derogatory British soldier slang for an officer. Now, in the 1980s, a crate containing 20 to 30 unissued examples were found in the Air Dispatch Squadron stores at RAF Linham in the UK. Now, since they were discovered and released onto the collector's market, examples can be found on display in military museums in the UK, France, USA and New Zealand, to name but a few. who obtained examples. This example actually missed D-Day. This was part of the RAF Linen find. It came from an antique shop in the Lake District in the early 1990s and it cost me £75. Now in 2017, to give you an idea of how much prices have changed, this cost me 75 quid in the 1990s. In 2017, an identical example from the same linen find sold at auction in the UK for £2,500. Another example sold in America for £3,300. Since 2020, commercial reproductions made in France have been made for the reenactor community, but replicas are very easily distinguished from the original examples. So, this is my Rupert. It's got one piece body. The arms come down, and you've got the legs, which are sewn across here. So the idea is the head and the arms will be filled with sand and tied off. They have ties on them. The body wouldn't be, because when we turn it around, you'll see the parachute is kept inside the rear of the body. There's flaps on the rear of the body that open up as it drops out of the aircraft. Now, contrary to popular belief, what you see in The Longest Day, a member of the RAF does not individually throw them out of the aircraft. They're either dropped en masse through a special hole in the aircraft's floor, or they're contained in pods underneath the aircraft. It's opened and they automatically open as they drop down. Some of these will be fitted with kind of firecrackers to simulate guns firing on landing, and some of them will be fitted with flares, different coloured flares, which when they landed, the enemy thinks that it's different units signalling to each other. The parachute is exactly the same as an original, but 1/3 size. It's got all the risers. It's, as you can see from the stitching, it's multiple pieces. That bit there, this circular bit here, that's the middle. So it's quite a huge parachute, even at 1/3 size. It's made of sacking cloth. And as we turn it around, this is the back. Now the back has these flaps on the back. The parachute is contained inside there. And all this is closed up, and there's a tie holding it shut. And all the string is kept in the back as well, so that when he drops out the aircraft, these automatically open and the guy floats down to earth. Quite a rare item, and there ain't a lot of these. I don't think there's actually any on YouTube. So yeah, on the old channel I did have this out in the garden on a warm day, and I opened the parachute right up. No real markings of such, but this one has the remains of storage labels on it here and there. There's not anything really worth seeing in terms of storage labels. As you can see, the construction in the back, it's got this webbing construction in the back. It's all reinforced, and this is where a lot of the repros fail. I think about 3 years ago I had somebody contact me saying they'd seen 2 for sale in France in an antique shop on eBay, and I had a look at them, and they were like something like £1,000 each, the equivalent. And a quick look at them indicated that they were copies being sold as originals, so you do need to be careful. But they're not figural like you see in The Longest Day, just sacking cloth made at the Littlewoods factory in Carrickfergus. That's an example of the ties. Head, hand with ties, leg with ties, and I think there may be storage labels somewhere on this. If it is, I'm not going to be able to find it. Now this sits on a shelf, all fastened up. You can see how the rope's fastened to the parachute. Really good quality chute. It's exactly detailed as an original would be, but it's 1/3 the size. So that is a genuine D-Day, well, intended for D-Day, dummy paratrooper. British camouflage device number 15, gingerbread man, dummy paratrooper, Rupert. But it missed D-Day. It was part of the RAF linen haul that was found in the 1980s. And most of these in private hands will be from that hoard, or they'll be commercial made reproductions. So that is a D-Day dummy paratrooper. And you ain't going to see a lot of these Certainly not on eBay. But yeah, quite a nice little item. And I've stuffed these with newspaper. As you can see, one third the size of a human, 300 feet up in the air. It'd look like a real man coming down. Like I say, it wasn't intended to deceive them for long, because obviously when they hit the ground and the flares expended, or the crackers expended, there's going to come a time when the Germans are going to suss that they aren't real. But in between them coming out the aircraft and in between the Germans sussing that they're not real, it's going to do its job for those vital minutes to draw German forces away, because by the time the Germans found out these were fake, radio calls had already gone out to the units and the Germans were on the way to where these were coming down. So basically, it did the job. You know, it was intended to draw the Germans away from the real landing areas, and it did exactly that. So that is D-Day Dummy Paratrooper. So like I say, I'll do some more D-Day videos to cover the day itself and other bits and pieces. Probably be uploaded at the weekend, so I'll probably miss uploading it on the actual day. So yeah, D-Day Dummy Paratrooper. Bye for now.